して一緒に来なくていいんだぞ。
ブルーソックスファンはお祭り好きでね。
行くぞ。
Okay, I don't do weeks to do it. How to get massive shoulders. First, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Me. Yep, I'm even more out of shape. This must be disappointing.
Well, what are you doing?
Thank you. Yeah, you too, have a good night. Yep, I'm even more out of shape. And this must be disappointing. Kind of like getting to the end of a movie that's based on a true story and seeing how the real people look. Worse than you thought. Either way, I'm back now. Now, why would you want big shoulders? If you're waiting for an answer, you're probably cooked already. Do you ever listen to an influencer's workout and think, what the hell? He does 3 jumping jacks with the size of hopscotch, and then it just looks like he's got the size of Pokeballs for shoulders? It's because of steroids. Okay, not all the time, but here's a rule of thumb. If you're natural, most of the time, don't take advice from people who take steroids because they can't explain a lot of the results they get.
Primals, I'm going to attempt to eat my body weight in testicles today.
Let me explain. Most steroids are just testosterone, and testosterone binds to something or a receptor in your body called an androgen receptor. But these androgen receptors are spread around your body, and in different parts of your muscles, there's more, and in different parts there's less. In your shoulders, you have some of the most. So if someone takes steroids, obviously the shoulders are gonna blow up and get massive. And guess which muscle has the least of these receptors? Calves. Train calves, because not even steroids will save you. What I'm trying to say is, if you take steroids, you get free Death Star deltoids. And people who take steroids can't really explain it to our audience without saying what they actually took. So instead they say they did front raises or like treadmill push-ups. Let me tell you three main areas to actually grow your shoulders. The first one is volume. People don't know this, but your shoulders are the biggest muscle in your body, well, top half wise. So most people don't know this, and then they go ahead and underwork their shoulders. It also doesn't help when people combine legs and shoulders. Well, you know damn well you're skipping both. So number 2, intensity. Intensity. People train hard in the gym, but as soon as it's time to do some lateral raises, that person's dead. That person doesn't exist anymore. I'm not really sure why this happens. There's no difference whether you're working your arms, your shoulders, your back, or anything. Every muscle in your body is the same. Train it to failure and it will grow. Probably why I fall asleep while studying. Number 3, exercise choice. So your shoulder has 3 key muscles. So your front delt, your side delt, and your rear delt. The front delt has these kind of workouts. You don't need to do this because in other workouts, you train this without even knowing it. So a lot of people will have an overgrown front delt. Secondly, the rear delt, which is back here, is probably the most neglected muscle alongside calves. And that's mainly due to its awkward movements. So a lot of times you can't accidentally do something like this. You have to intentionally try and work this muscle, if that makes sense. But this is very underrated and it's very important to do your rear delts. And lastly, your side delts. So training this is what actually gives you that like width and is what most of your shoulder is made up of. So when people have big shoulders, usually they will just have massive side delts, if that makes sense. I've talked about volume and intensity. Now to go more into depth into exercises. First of all, don't do front delt exercises. So any of like these things, don't do that. Because like I said earlier, you do it anyway in a lot of other movements. So this will be like benching. A lot of people will use their front delts without meaning to. So there's no point in doing it again. You should definitely focus on the things that you're not doing instead of things that you're already doing accidentally. So your side delt, or the middle part of your shoulder. Lateral raises. Calm down. I know what you're thinking. This is a weak or gym kind of guy. This is a this is a broccoli hair kind of guy. No man, I'm not. But I just do what works. Lateral raises work, but it's hard to get them right. Every person is kind of different as well in this. But here are some of my tips to get it right. Most people, when they pick up the weights, they tend to place them on their sides like this. But it's a lot better to kind of place it in front of your hips. So you can do that and then lean forward a little. And then just lift the weight up, leading with your elbows. It should almost be one like massive crane going up, if that makes sense. Like this is one joint and my elbow's not moving, it's just this part that's moving, if that makes sense. Or another way to think about it is pretend your whole arm is in a cast and you can only move like your elbow. Like this is all frozen, I guess. Whether you use dumbbells for the lateral raise or use a lateral raise machine, it doesn't matter, but I do both. Because spam lateral raise, you can do that and then seated press or military press. And that's honestly a solid ass workout. Now for real delts, I used to do this machine for years and it kind of felt like I was doing nothing. And personally, I was just using it wrong for me. I find that my range of motion for my shoulders is quite limited because I'm not very flexible. But sitting on the side and pulling it all the way down like this actually helps a lot more. Gets you a deep stretch and feel your rear delt better. The exercise with a muscle that you can't see is harder because people are dumb and they have object permanence with their own bodies, which is crazy to think about. So for muscles like that, we've got to really focus on feeling. I mean, obviously for all exercises, you have to do the ones that you can feel your muscles a lot, but especially for the ones you can't see. So I try to do 3 to 4 exercises per muscle group in my shoulder. So that kind of works out to like 9 or 12 sets. Obviously warm up and then plus those sets. Anyways, I don't have much to say, but thanks if you made it this far. I hope you enjoyed. Peace. Yeah, so I'm trying to think, where have I been? I've been doing my finals, my end of year. I've been trying to graduate. I'm graduating now. I'm aiming for 1 video a week for a little while until I get the J word, J-O-B. And then, what else? Yeah, obviously I'm fat as fuck right now, but aiming to reduce that as fast as I can. But yeah, I have some cool ideas lined up. If anyone cares, well, no one has to. It's all for me. Just stay around. Bye.